Everybody, now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, the incredibly talented and beautiful Rebecca Knox. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to chat with you guys.
Yay, let me introduce you, everybody. First, we have our cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Hi, darling.
Hello.
I want everybody out there to know she's not 15. She looks 15, but she's not 15. I want to start it off with one quick question.
No, we got to do our introductions, and then you can start
I hate
up
when
with
he
the
does
question.
this. Oh, Jimmy, I'm too tired. I can't.
All right,
go
so now
through
we've
it.
got to introduce you to the man behind the boards, Mr. Chad Murphy.
Hello.
Hi, Chad.
Hello,
Can't
Rebecca.
see you, but nice voice.
Welcome to that was Ron.
But Chad has a good voice, too, though. Chad's
Welcome
got
to the
voice.
show. Good to have you.
Chad. Here's an imitation of Chad. I do the Jimmy Star Show without getting paid.
and then we've got a chat room full of people right now. We have England, Germany. I said England is the UK.
Australia.
We have Australia, Canada, the United States, and Estonia in the chat room.
And lots of other
So say
places.
hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hey, what's up? I love how international the group is.
Absolutely.
Yes, we are. We're like the plague. We're all over. But now the question I wanted to ask you is why Cry Me a River? That belongs to Julie London.
I know it does. And when I heard her sing that, I came across the YouTube video of her music video, and I just fell in love. And I feel like I've been in and out of a lot of dramatic, painful relationships. And I'm
at 25.
Yeah, I mean, I've had experience, and I just wanted to express with that song. I think that song's beautiful, and I love the way she sings. Her voice is like honey. So, I mean, I thought, why not? I'm not like a singer per se. I'm an actor, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do something. I'm gonna put something out there for fun, whatever.
Actually, though, it's very good. Everybody in the chat room loves it, and you have another one because we're gonna probably play it later. You did a cover version of "Creep," and I read in your bio that you're like starting a record label. So, are you starting a record label for yourself so you can put out your own music?
Well, actually, I started it already when I was 18. Before I was acting, I was managing bands in New York City. And so I started Jet Boy Records, and I still own the LLC. It's still my company, but I'm taking a break from it because I'm filming a lot and I don't have time. But I definitely would love to, get back into helping other artists put music out there because I really loved it. It was a passion of mine. It still is.
I think you should put out your own. You have a really good voice. You have a great look. It's just fun, though. I mean, I think you should totally do it. So I'm going to do some bragging for you guys.
Wait, can I just do one quick little?
You can do anything you like.
Story. Everybody likes my stories. Mr. Blackwell, the 10 worst dress list designer, was my dearest friend in the world.
Actually,
Richard,
ask her if she knows who that is.
I don't think she
25.
does. But everybody out there knows everybody feared him because he used to write a list every year about who couldn't dress well in Hollywood. And he was a fabulous designer who had a showroom downtown Los Angeles. And I went down one afternoon to meet he and his husband, Spencer, for lunch. And he said, "Oh, would you like to meet Julie London?" And I said, "Oh, that would be nice." And there she was in panties without a bra. And she couldn't have cared less. She said, "Hello." And I said, "Hi, I'm Ron Russell." She said, "Oh, nice to meet you." And then she said, "Well, Richard, what about the black dress? That would be prettier with this." And she just couldn't care less. And and very brief panties. And I got to tell you, she had a beautiful body for an older woman. She was, at that time, she was maybe in her late 40s.
Ron used to have a television show called Set the Record Straight, and he interviewed all the legends of Hollywood. So Jane Russell was one of his best friends.
My most best friend.
And he interviewed like Lauren Bacall. I don't even know if you know these people because you're like young, but also I think that you know Tab Hunter, Cliff Robertson. Yeah. They're all like the legends that you see in all the Turner classic music.
Tony Curtis.
And
now I'm interviewing you. So there you are. You're in the best company. You're in the company of legends, my darling, legends, movie stars.
So Ron's from New York, and we lived in Pennsylvania for a little while. Now we live in Palm Springs, but we used to every couple of months drive out to the Hamptons just because it's so beautiful. We would go out there to eat, and I happen to like what's the place I like? Oh, I like Sag Harbor. We call it Fag Harbor because we're gay.
But no, I'm from Long Island. I'm from Garden City, Long Island, and the Hamptons to me years ago friends of mine said, you're making a lot of money now, Ron. Why don't you buy property in the Hamptons? I said, what the hell am I going to do with empty swamp land in the Hamptons? Well, those lots now go for $3 and $4 million. So tell me what a schmuck am I? But I loved the Hamptons. I used to go out to a club. Oh, I love that club called Marrakesh. Way before your time, but this is history. And there I would be dancing with, what's his name's daughter, who I love. She committed suicide. Merrill Hemingway.
Mariel Hemingway.
Mariel Hemingway, who I just absolutely loved. Everybody that was in the public eye then used to hang out at Marrakesh. It was the club. I love the Hamptons. I wish I could afford a house in the Hamptons.
So
Where do you live in the?
Her family owns the White Sands Beach Hotel, which is supposed to be some big to-do thing.
Oh,
I haven't been there, so I don't know. But I mean, it
is.
must be really cool to like be there and be able to have a cool place to go.
It's like Gurney's, it's a big name.
And she's also, and I think I read you've also got an apartment in New York someplace.
Oh, so you're not a poor chick. You're not poor. You're not a struggling actress.
No, my dad, my parents are both immigrants, and they came here. They were both from really poor backgrounds, and my dad worked his ass off, and he settled in the Hamptons in the 50s, 60s.
Yeah, wait, what's your father's name? I'm 78.
Bernard Kimbach at the hardware store in East Hampton.
Oh my gosh, how cool is that?
I think I know this man.
Ron's 78.
I'm 78, and I've hung out at the Hamptons every summer all my life.
My dad's just about your age, so
Wait, tell me again slowly.
Your dad's 78 and you're only 25. Wow, he's got some good genes.
Wait, I might know your mother also. What's your mom's name?
Sarita. And
where are they from?
My mom's Colombian and my dad's German.
Oh, that's why she's got like the great
I have to go
and
in
everything.
the Hamptons. My ex-partner who passed away after 46 years of our being together, pancreatic cancer, his uncle owned the first Italian restaurant out in the Hamptons.
Wow.
And we used to go there a lot to eat. And most of the merchants in the neighborhood used to come, like I think it was on Sunday afternoons for pranza. So ask your father. I can't remember the name of the restaurant, but his last name was Lemoracco. Lemoracco's, and that's who owned the restaurant. So ask your dad. I bet you I've spoken to him. Isn't that a small world?
So hold on. We're going to do some more bragging, though. Okay, so she was listed. First of all, I love your bio. It says 25-year-old badass with an incredible story, which is like, oh my God, I freaking love it.
Who's a debutante from Long Island.
She's like fabulous. So then she's also
passed from the Hamptons. I was the bad girl, so.
I actually believe it. And looking at all the pictures,
did you go to St. Paul's? I think it's the private school out there. It's called St.
Ross, actually.
She went to Ross. I don't know what that is, so I'm not from there. But I went online to look at all your pictures, and you have like the most sexy, sensual, like I'm a badass pictures online. And I was like, oh my God, that is so. I mean, I'm really. First of all, I want to say congratulations. I'm so happy you're having all this success.
Thank you.
And you were actually featured in Hamptons Magazine in the influencer edition. On 10 young Hamptonites on finding success at an early age, which I think is super cool. So you got a record label that you're not doing as much with now, but you still got it at 18. That's very young. You're the vice president of a mezcal. I don't know what mezcal means. Donna Sarita, what is that?
It's a liquor. It's like tequila's sexy cousin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's the vice president of a liquor company, and she's the star of Orange is the New Black, one of the highest stream.
Wait, you know what? Your dad has got to know Eileen Shapiro.
I believe so.
Eileen Shapiro used to own the Bunkhouse, which was the gay bar all the way out on Long Island. And Eileen and I mean, we're all Fire Island, Hampton people. I'm a Long Island boy. Most of my life. And I love it. And if I wasn't living in Palm Springs, I would live in the Hamptons. No question about it. Sag Harbor is where I would live. I'm crazy about
my favorite.
I'm crazy about Sag Harbor.
Me too.
There's a wonderful hamburger.
Everybody too who's asking,
place.
Everybody in the chat room, this is Rebecca Knox, and we haven't started talking about her acting and stuff yet because she's got so much other cool stuff that we're talking about at all.
Do you love the hamburger joint out in Sag Harbor?
I do. LT Burger.
Yeah, oh my God, I love it.
We love it. And they're malted, they're ice cream sodas that you drop dead from. I want one now.
We actually went there and ate and
I love the Hamptons.
and walked outside and Michael Kors was walking out of the restaurant like across the street or whatever.
The Hamptons is probably one of the most beautiful places in our country.
So hold on. Okay, so not only is she featured in the Hamptons magazine and done all these things, she's got a liquor company. You guys got to check out her website. It's DellRebeccaKnox.com, and you have to make sure you put because if you Google Rebecca Knox, some other lady comes up.
Yeah.
And she's like a porn star or something.
Oh, no, we don't want
I
that.
think there's a dominatrix and there's
that's it. She's a dominatrix.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
there are a couple really badass Rebecca Knoxes. I mean, honestly, I'm not complaining. It's like,
not at all. I guess the name really good, and I was looking for you all over. So I have a question before we start talking about Orange is the New Black and some of your other stuff. How come you're not on Twitter? Because you're on Instagram. I'm following you on Instagram.
I don't know. Twitter is just it's another platform. I don't really know what I'd say every day. I don't know. I guess I should do it. I totally should do it. I know.
Because all your fans would love it, and you can make your Instagram post to your Twitter, so just post the shit from your Instagram to your Twitter.
Yeah. Okay.
Now let's talk about what everybody out there wants to know.
Yes.
The boyfriend.
Oh, I don't have any boyfriend.
A beautiful girl like you doesn't have boyfriends.
She's slaying them. If she's slaying men all over the world.
There are a lot of cute guys.
Waste my time with them, It's I have fun and then I move on and I'm focusing on my career. And if someone amazing comes my way, then great. But that hasn't happened yet. So
that's what my daughter Deirdre said. She's an actress also. She's made quite a few films. And she said when the right one comes along, and I think she's 44 now. He still hasn't come along. But she's looking. She's dated a lot of famous actors. I can't say who, but she's dated one Academy Award winning
you
actor.
You got to stop that. You're going to get yourself in trouble.
I won't say it. And, she said, that's it. No more for me. I want a working guy that works in a grocery store. I said, oh, really?
You guys got to follow Rebecca on Instagram.
I'm not finished with my interview.
Well,
Shut up.
No, it doesn't matter.
Before I hit you with the mic.
Well, nobody wants to hear about
No, we're talking about. See, you're not letting me segue. Today, don't play with me today. I'm in a raunchy mood. Today, I'm going to sit on your face till you're smothered to death.
Ooh, I might like that.
What a pig. Slob. These homosexuals are such disgraceful people. But anyway, would you date a very famous Academy Award winning actor, or are you not into actors?
I'm not typically into actors. I mean, I love, my acting community, my friends, but we're a crazy crowd, and I think I like diversity and I love creative, sensitive types, but I'm not necessarily, just about dating actors. I think that'd be a lot. 2 actors, it's a lot. So I mean, who knows?
How about musicians? Of all your bad breakups, musicians are a bad one too.
No, the musicians are worse than the actors.
They're worse than the actors.
They're always.
I mean, I've managed, plenty of bands. I do not want to.
They're all loaded. They're loaded morning, night.
Actually, say hi to Eileen. Say hi to
Eileen Shapiro.
She's my business partner. We have we're the #1 music publicist in the world, and we have a company called World Star PR. And she's in New York, and we're in California. So just say hi to Eileen, since she might know your dad.
Yeah, she'll probably interview you because we're going to ask her.
So let's go. Okay,
because you're a Long Island girl, and we got to stick together. We Long Islanders.
Oh yeah.
But getting back to what's your type? What kind of guy do you need or want or look for? So if any guy's out there, he can call you up.
Well, someone who's sensitive but also ambitious and independent and okay with my independence. Because I don't like.
That's the hardest part right there, is okay with your independence.
I know. And that's, I mean, I'm sure he's out there, but I'm okay to wait. We'll see.
Now, your mother is Colombian, you said.
Yes.
Now, my daughter Deirdre dated a guy who was Colombian. So I know the Colombian people.
Uh-huh.
And Brian's mom was really a strict mom, and she used to control Brian's life, and Brian's sister used to control Deirdre's life too. Colombian people believe in marriage.
Oh yeah, but my mom, she's been here for such a long time. She's not too worried about it. She's very liberal, and she's okay.
She doesn't push you like I push my daughters to get married.
She's
what do your parents think of the fact that that you decided to become an actress, and now like very quickly you're having a lot of really big success and everything. Like, do they totally love it? Do they watch you? Do they watch you on TV?
Yeah, I mean, originally when I told them that I didn't want to finish college and I wanted to act, they were incredibly upset with me.
I know that story.
Yeah,
I quit
and
school.
they don't have any ties in this world, so they didn't know anything about it, and they were just they were like embarrassed. They didn't want to tell their friends. But, eventually once they started booking work that was paying, then they were like, oh my God, my daughter's an actress.
Exactly. I know that. I quit school at 16 years old because I thought I was going to be in the Broadway production of West Side Story. Well, when I got there to audition, I couldn't really dance and I was too tall, and they said goodbye. So now what do? So I went to hairdressing school and I became a really good hairdresser, which kept me in food while I was an actor. And then, of course, look where I am. So education does help. But look at you and look at I. You're not a college grad. I'm not even a high school graduate. And look where I am and look where you are. So it's all about who the person is and
Right.
how
And drive and ambition.
Exactly. And you have to know who you are when you're very young and stay that person and direct yourself. And that's my advice to you, is stay who you are, because you're charming and lovely and beautiful. Never change, because it can hurt your career.
Thank you.
I love it.
No, I've seen it happen. I won't mention the names of the people I know, but there's one bitch out there I hate. Oh, it's Liza Minnelli. Why can't I say it? But Liza Minnelli is the most wretched human being I have ever encountered in my life. And and her sister, who I interviewed, was wonderful. Lorna Luft is just a dreamboat. But Liza has chosen a direction that she's left a lot of bodies along the way. And you don't do that. Don't do that in your career.
No.
Now, how did you get Orange?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. So did you? I'm sure you had to audition because you hadn't done tons of huge things before that. So you had to audition, right?
Had to audition, and I actually auditioned for the show for a few other characters 3 times prior, and then this last time was the
Charm.
one that worked. Yeah, it worked. So, I mean, that's it. I had no expectations because I'd been in The Office already a few times, so I just went in and just they wanted the character to be really high, and I was like, great, okay, I'm really high, and it worked out. So.
I love it because, number one, that's cool that everybody should hear that from you, because we have a lot of people in the entertainment industry who listen and watch the show, and the fact that you went back 3 times and didn't get cast until the 4th time for the same show, lets everybody know you can't give up and you got to just keep persevering and don't get all pissed off about it because you don't know how it's going to work.
Every go-see is 1 and then 2. If they call you back for a second time, you got a shot.
Did you have to go back? Did you have how many callbacks did you have on the 4th time?
This time. I auditioned this one time for Tina Swope, and then they called me a couple days later and they were like, congrats. And I was like, yeah, wow.
And you're in the next season too, because I read how popular your character is, so popular that they're keeping you on. They didn't kill you off. They didn't do anything bad to you. You get to stay. Congratulations.
Well, you're beautiful, and they cast you because you're beautiful and obviously a talented actress. When they cast me in a movie now, they say, get the old fag bag. the old faggy gay bag.
I love it though. So how has that been? Because they shoot that in New York, right? So you're right there.
It's been going well. I mean, I am very pleased with how things are going story-wise. I can't complain. Obviously, I can't say much or anything about it, but yeah, it's been great. And I finally feel like I'm comfortable with the crew and the cast, and going for a 2nd season, I'm settled and I'm confident and I'm excited to see, where this is going to take me, once the show ends.
It's going to take you to a lot of places. Do they send a limo for you, or do you have to drive yourself?
Oh, I still, get myself set. Yeah, I'm not
take the railroad.
A roller actor yet.
You should tell them next contract you want limo to pick you up and bring you to the set.
I don't need a limo. I mean, like a regular car is nice.
No. They do limos.
Regular cars.
I'm in a movie. I'm shooting another movie now in a couple of weeks, and I kid around, and it's a Thomas Churchill movie, and I said, listen, Churchill, I want my name before the title. I don't get to work till 10. I get an hour massage, then there's an hour lunch, and then I work 20 or 30 minutes in the film, and then I go home.
Do you know and
I want $5,000 a week.
in the chat room they're asking if
Wait, do you think I'll get it?
No. Do you know someone named Heidi Z? She works on Orange Is the New Black.
Yes, I think so.
She actually, we know her because she works with Dr. Dre, the hip hop guy from Yo MTV Raps, but she's also works on the set of Orange is the New Black. And Eileen Shapiro's in the chat room asking, because Eileen says she thinks she was supposed to interview you possibly because she writes for all these big publications. Well, now
Eileen will. Eileen is
we'll introduce
you. As a favor to me, because this girl is so sweet and charming, she needs every little push she can get to become a superstar.
Thank you. Yes, I do need all the pushes. Please. Push away.
That's what it's about. It's about PR. It's about publicity. If you're not in the,
she's got a good publicist actually. Kira Breslin is a good publicist.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't pushing for you. The story I want to tell quickly is my wonderful actor, the Italian guy who said that Lainey Kazan had the best tits. What was his name?
Oh, Paul Sorvino.
Paul Sorvino dated Lainey Kazan. But anyway.
Wait, ask her if she knows who Lainey Kazan is.
No, she won't. So I'm not even going to bother.
Did you see My Big Fat Greek Wedding?
Yes, I did.
She's the mother.
The mother.
Yes.
She's my very good friend.
And Paul Sorvino is like Mira Sorvino's father. He's like he was on Law and Order for like 50 years.
Paul is a working Hollywood actor, and he bought a lovely farm in Pennsylvania, a beautiful farm. And he moved there, and his daughter, who you know is
Mira
Sorvino, would come and visit, but Paul wasn't getting any work. No, not at all. So I said to Paul, why was that? He said, Ron, when you're out of the public eye, there is no work. So he had to sell the beautiful farm and move back to Hollywood, and now Paul is working all the time. Moral of the story is keep it out, keep the ball in the air.
Yeah.
The minute the ball hits the ground, goodbye. The next one, okay, another blonde's coming along. She's got a bigger chest, a better butt, or she's whatever. No, seriously, it's a very crappy business, our business.
Oh, yeah.
You're as good. You're as good as your last performance.
So here's what we can do for you, though. Because Ron and I write for the Celebrity Cafe. So does Eileen. But it's the #1 celebrity online magazine. It's the oldest one in the world. It gets 14 million hits a month, and we're the celebrity interviewers. So I will email Kira to get your email, and then we'll set up a time at the beginning of the year to do an interview for it. And that way, like 14 million people will see you.
Well, you could. I'm doing Daniel.
But you have to follow me back though on Instagram.
I did.
Okay.
Well, you could do the celebrity interview with her because
I want to do one with her.
I'm doing Daniel DeCrisco.
I know DeCrisco. Anyway, hold on. So let's go. Keep going with her. All right, you guys. So you got to watch this season of Orange is the New Black. You've already started the next season shooting?
Yep.
Okay, so the next one's going to be coming out soon. You can also see her in Return to Montauk.
Yes.
And that stars Stellan Skarsgård, who's like one of the hottest men on planet Earth next to my husband, Ron.
Yeah, right. And bullshit makes the flowers grow.
So, #1, tell us a little bit about the film, and #2, tell us...
But wait a minute. Let me just do a political thing. What are they doing to Montauk Point? I despise what it's turning into.
I mean, it's just...
They're ruining it.
Yeah, and it's turned into a party town. It's kind of... People go there, they don't really care about the environment, and they come in the summer and they destroy it. They throw their trash, on the floor.
And they're building weirdness, and they're getting rid of the gorgeous charm of the end of Long Island. I'm so sad. I went out there last summer, and I was going to have a nervous breakdown. I wanted to smack those people.
Everybody loves you. Now Eileen's getting into the action. She's like, I'll interview her for BuzzFeed and Get Out. Get Out's the #1 gay magazine in New York City, and it's the 7th biggest magazine in the world. So I'll do you for Celebrity Cafe. She'll do you for BuzzFeed and Get Out.
And then you know what? I'll get in the act. I'll do you for
And you can do it for the Hollywood Digest.
I'll do you for Hollywood Digest. It's a very big publication, and it's only about us. It's all about the business people. Nothing else in Hollywood
It's all
Digest.
celebrity news.
It's all celebrity news. So when I do you, I want to know about when you did date, what the dates were like. We do that kind of stuff because I have like yentery, gossipy people that read that column, and they want to know, like young girls your age, they want to know, oh, who is she dating? Where did they take her? Did they take her to dinner? That kind of nonsense. So we'll do that. Plus we'll do a.
Believe it or not, you'll find this funny. So we were on the set of a movie he just did, and with all the actresses, we're not going to say who because then people know who dated who. But she was one of the girls that was telling us who she dated, and then she was ranking their penis sizes.
Wait, he's an actor. He's a very working actor, and he's a good friend of mine, and he's built like Samson, like he's built like a.
They've all been on our show. All her boyfriends have been on our show.
and he's built like a monster. He's got muscles all over. And she said, but he's got a penis, and she went like that, the size of a pinky,
no. That's
and
the
I
worst.
almost
That's a deal
dropped dead.
I know.
What?
She said that's a deal breaker.
Well,
he says that too.
You know, he's a wonderful person, and he's a dear friend, and I would never told him this. I would never, hurt his feelings. But now I look at him and I think, oh my God.
So let's go a little bit. So you've got Orange is the New Black. You have Return to Montauk. I saw on your website you did some commercials. I mean, you're really kind of like
Working.
You really haven't had to like suffer like everybody else. I don't see a bunch of really shitty things on your resume. There aren't a ton of things, but everything on your resume is like A-list top.
Jimmy, you have no idea. You're not a Long Islander. Do you have any idea what her parents own?
Doesn't matter.
Her
That doesn't
parents,
get her into
her parents,
movie.
they could
They didn't
probably,
get me anything. They didn't get me shit, actually.
but your parents could turn around and sell that place for 10, 20 million.
So it's
maybe.
just nice that she doesn't have to waitress to like act,
No.
but still she has to get on and get all this like
That's-
work.
I mean, I'm very grateful I have a family that, I don't have to, be dying and nervous and working and, I mean, I work, but it's not.
No,
So
that's great. Let me just say this. If I were your parents, I would be happy to help you and support you because I wouldn't want you to hook. A lot of the actresses are in trouble, and there's a nice elderly gentleman who'll pay the rent and buy them food,
Okay.
and they have. I know some that do that. And your mother can relax and say, "My daughter's no puta,"
Just out there doing it. So
right?
so you've got
Right.
some really good
You're
credits.
so adorable. I want to adopt
So
you.
you have some really good credits, and we're gonna get you on Twitter. So let's do some hypotheticals.
Okay.
Like if you have a bucket list, what's a male and a female actress and actor that you think, oh my God, I would really love to get an opportunity to work with these people?
I would love to work with, well, I mean, this is the most cliche thing in the world to say.
Oh, she's gonna say Meryl Streep.
Yeah, I am.
No, don't say Meryl Streep.
Everybody
Okay,
says
who
Meryl Streep.
actually? Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a good
yay,
one. That's a
yay,
good one.
I would
yay.
love to work with her. I adore her.
It looks like you could be kind of related to her if your
I
hair was.
know. I've heard that before, but I adore her. I think she's fantastic.
I do.
And
so.
I would love to work with Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, that one's no good for me.
He's
but
so
that's good.
plastic. He has no
But
personality.
he's a good
I
actor.
like him. I don't know what it is. I love the way. I would love to.
I'm all about Charlize Theron, so I would like to do something with Charlize Theron.
She's a badass. She's a
a
badass.
especially now that she's in those Fast and Furious movies.
I would like to work with Angelina Jolie.
I would love to work with Angelina Jolie.
Because she grew up in my house and she's my daughter's girlfriend. And they went to school together. And Angie, you bitch, I haven't seen you in how many years and you never call and we never see you anymore. Now that she's a superstar, she's forgotten us.
That's
I wish
okay.
I could say that on the air, Oh, but Angie, hello.
No, Angie used to go to birthday. I have pictures of her at 5 and 6-year-old birthday parties in my house. And John Voight and I were good friends, and we lived diagonally to Beverly Hills High. And the kids went to El Rodeo school together. And Angie and my daughter Deirdre were always called into the principal's office. Angie and my
they
daughter,
were bad girls just
they
like you.
were the school used to want to kill them. And John and I would say, what are we going to do with them? I said, separate them. But we couldn't because they were little kids growing up and they loved each other.
So hold on, keep going. So okay, so if you could have been in any movie then that's ever been, what character would you have liked to play?
Well, it's actually Helena Bonham Carter's character, in Fight Club.
Wow, in Fight Club. You are a bad girl.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. I just love being bad. I don't know. I just love
What kind
bad.
of music do you listen to?
What kind of music? Punk.
Oh, do you really?
Mostly.
That crappy music.
I love loud music, but I also love actually a lot of classical. So I have on my playlists, it's either really loud rock and roll or classical. I just went to the opera last night. I went to the Met, and it was
Good for
fabulous.
you. Good girl.
I was a celebrity clothing designer.
girl.
I used to have a really popular clothing line in Florida, and I did a fashion show as an opening act. But it was really great. We had dildos on drills and hot girls.
Oh, that
in
was
skimpy
real
clothes,
class.
doing
Real
all this
class.
stuff. No, but it was before the Damned.
Dildos on drills.
It was before the Damned concert, and it was freaking awesome.
That's
We
amazing.
had.
Let's-
it was the
let's-
coolest
let's
thing
clean
ever.
it up. I interviewed Tippi Hedren. You know Tippi Hedren?
No.
From the Birds.
From the Birds.
Uh-huh.
Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds.
Melanie's mom is Tippi Hedren, and what's her name? Dakota is her grandmother. What's
Oh.
Dakota's name from 50 Shades of Grey?
Dakota Johnson.
Dakota Johnson is her granddaughter. And I said to Tippy, you know, when you did The Birds, there was a scene in there that I thought you should have played a little differently. And she said, well, I thought so also. She said, because it was a bitchy part, and everyone wants to play a bitch.
Do you like playing a bitch?
So that's the question to you. Do you agree with Tippy?
I mean, playing a bitch is harder for me. I'm like it. I have to like really find where it's coming from because I was usually bullied growing up, so I don't know. Like I never had that kind of personality. In terms of being like a badass, I like being like the tough, strong, like fight. You know, like don't fuck with me, girl. But bitchy is harder, actually. I mean, I would love to do it. Honestly, I'd love to do anything. But yeah, I mean, bitchy is fun.
Oh, do you like the Membranes?
That's what Tippy said. Bitchy
Do you know the
is
Membranes?
fun.
Do you know the band
No,
the
I don't know
Membranes?
the Membranes.
They're a British punk band. We had them on the show, and the guy who owns it owns like one of the biggest music magazines in the world called Louder Than War, and he's one of the like singers in it. Because she said she likes punk.
I hate punk. I think it's horrible.
I love it.
I love
I
it.
mean, I'm old though. I'm old now, so I don't really like do it so much anymore.
Yeah.
But
I still listen to, I'm sure your mother will agree with me, Johnny Mathis.
Uh-huh.
do you know who Johnny Mathis is?
Yeah.
Do you know who John?
Of course, her mother must have played him all the time.
Too. I mean, she was from a different time. She just like loved to, she
You could have been conceived to Johnny Mathis.
That's
Actually, everybody.
you were reading my mind. I just was going to say you were probably conceived with him playing Heavenly, singing Heavenly, because that's the joke. When we were teenagers, your mom, your dad, and I, all the same age, we used to go to drive-in movie, probably the Westbury drive-in movie or the Sunrise, and we'd be making out with our girlfriends, and we'd have Johnny Mathis on because we never watched the movie, and everybody got pregnant. Johnny and I know Johnny, and I said that to him at one time. I said, everybody got pregnant, Joey. He said, I hear that all the time, no matter where I go. Huh?
That's a great legacy to leave behind.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that he got all the girls knocked. All the girls got illegitimately pregnant.
So you guys, Rebecca's website is therebeccaknox.com, REBECCAKNOX.com. Do you update your website a lot?
I do. I have to update it now,
And then you got to follow her on Instagram, which is also Rebecca Knox. Is it the Rebecca Knox? You'll know it's her when you see the pictures, and like you can't even miss it. It looks like there's got pictures that make her look like she's like in Vogue, and she's got other ones that she could be like in the Sports Illustrated bathing suit model, and she's got kind of like all these like great, fantastic pictures. And you really have to like see him. We want everybody to watch Orange is the New Black. And so what do we have else that we can like promote for you? What do you got else coming up?
Well, soon I'm going to be releasing my first film that I wrote and I produced and I acted in. And
Wait. You wrote and produced a film at your age? Come on.
I just did it. And I'm going to be releasing it sometime next year, and that will be posted on my social media and my Twitter because I'm going to start a Twitter.
I will help you build it. I have 400.
You have to be on
I have
Twitter.
417,000 followers on Twitter, so I'll help you.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll help you on Twitter, and then when the movie is ready to come out and you have a trailer that we can play for people, we'll bring you back and we'll promote the movie, and and it'll be fun. I love it.
Are we over?
Huh? We got 5 minutes.
Oh, good, because I like her. If I don't like
I just want to promote. I don't know what else to promote.
If I don't like the guest, I say to Jimmy, when are they leaving? Because, we've had interviews where they don't really talk or say anything. It's kind of, and that's not what you're here for. You're here for to tell us all about yourself and let the world know who you are. That's why I ask personal questions. I don't want people just to like you on the screen. I want them to like you as a girlfriend or a pal off the screen, because that's so important today with reality. Years ago, we worshipped Marlene Dietrich and Marilyn Monroe because they were icons. Right. Today, that doesn't work anymore. Now the public wants a buddy, a friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
and
be
you
open.
Have a great Instagram.
Yeah.
following.
So be open about that. Be open about your, some personal stuff.
Okay, so let's
the dresses you like and where you like to go to eat and stuff. That people like that.
So here's one for you then. So. And not that you would like date them or marry them or have sex with them or anything like that, but who is like 3 Hollywood men that you think, oh my God, they don't even have to be Hollywood men. Well, yeah, because otherwise people won't know who they are. Who are 3 Hollywood men that you're like, oh my God, they're at least really cute. You just say really cute. We don't have to say. You don't have to say.
Okay, so I've like told this to my friends. I have one actor that I always say that I think is hot, and everyone's like, "What? Okay, whatever. That's weird." Because he's not like the typical choice, but I love James Franco. I just love
Oh my God, James
I love
Franco's
him too.
awesome.
We love him too.
I love that he's funny and silly and weird, and I like his work. So there you go.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
a good,
but
that's a good
I hate
one.
to break your heart. Rumor is he's gay.
I mean, most of my crushes end up being gay, so
All the good ones are anyway.
I'm used to it.
No, he's a good one.
I
James
love
Franco's a good
I
one.
love James. I think he's a fabulous actor. He's got a terrific personality and a very good-looking look that's off the beaten path.
And he's
I
fun.
agree with you. You have good taste.
Because he does comedy, he does dramatic stuff. I mean,
wonderful,
he does everything.
wonderful actor. You should work opposite him.
Yeah,
Isn't
and
he-
he also
wasn't he?
does a lot of his own material, and I really appreciate that. You know, producing, and I want to do that too. So
You're doing that too. Yeah, I think that's terrific. First of all, I think nowadays you can't sit around waiting for the phone to call. You have to create your own projects and stuff to keep your name out there and to keep working continuously. You know, and because until you hit the status where they're going to pay you, you know, millions of dollars a picture, everybody's out. Because we have a lot of really famous people come on the show, but they're all creating their own things for the downtimes when they're not doing other things. So they're actually working all the time.
Example, I haven't done a movie in like 30 years. I did a lot of television. I do this. And I said one day on our show, I'm going to go back to acting. I really miss it. Well, 5 movies popped up in like 2 weeks. All right. Can you believe that?
yeah,
Now SAG said you have to hire people over 75. So I can still walk, talk, and look decent. And now they hire me as the old crow. But anyway, 5 movies came up. So if I didn't put it out there,
yeah.
never would have
You know,
happened.
you got to put it out
So you
there.
have got to be everywhere, everything to make your
That's
career
why you got to be on
skyrocket.
Twitter.
No,
Instagram is big for
you
the
have
young
to be
people,
on
but you got to be on
everything.
Twitter too.
You
Because
have,
we get everything. That's how I get almost all our guests is on Twitter.
but
Okay,
you have
to do it.
everything.
I love it.
Up today. You
Perfect.
watch. You're gonna
I'm-
see it.
I'm Dr. Jimmy Star on Twitter and Instagram. So once you
Okay.
follow me and send me a little tweet, and then if you need help, I actually just wrote. There's an influencer book coming out in this month where they picked all these different influencers to write chapters on different things in business, and I wrote a chapter how to be successful on Twitter.
Oh,
So I'll when I get your email from Kira, I'll send it to you, and I'll send you the chapter. You can read it. It'll tell you how to do it.
yes, please. I need that. I need a little help. I don't know how it works.
Then I'll help you do it. But anyway, you guys, so this is Rebecca Knox. You can follow her right now on Instagram, the Rebecca Knox. She's in the latest season of Orange is the New Black. She's going to be in the next season. You can see her in Return to Montauk, and you want to check out her website, therebeccaknox.com. She's one of the 10 young Hamptonites finding success at an early age, featured in the Hamptons magazine. She's fabulous. She's gorgeous. She's fun. She talks. We loved it, and
And she's beautiful, and she looks 15. I wonder if that works against her.
no.
If you're made
She
up,
doesn't look 15 on Orange is the New Black.
no, but I'm saying if you're made up to look adult, can you look like a woman of 25 or 28?
yeah,
I mean,
totally.
Because right now you look 16, 17.
Yeah,
I would never cast you as a. I see right now if I were casting, I'd she's too young looking.
Actually, though, if you guys look at her now and then Google the Rebecca Knox on, well, make sure you get the Rebecca Knox so it's the right one and not the dominatrix.
No.
And see the pictures that she has. She's like a sex pot goddess, like in all these pictures. So just follow her Instagram. She doesn't look like she's in high school in those
Well,
pictures.
the next time she comes on, we should do that. Show up a couple of pictures of what she looks like, as her own. Can I give your age away?
Yeah, 25, sure.
I mean, can anybody out there believe this girl's 25? I mean, it's a joke. Seriously, she's like a
Somebody
kid.
in the chat room saying that we need to hang Christmas stockings behind us on the mantle.
I have them here. Not now, but in closer to
get closer to
Christmas, we're going to
Christmas.
have a wide angle.
All right, everybody. So we want to thank Kira Breslin for setting this interview up. I'm going to send her a message and get your email, and then we'll set up something for the Celebrity Cafe, and I'll introduce you to Eileen. So for the other publications, when the new movie comes out, you let us know, and we're going to help you on Twitter. And anytime you have anything to promote, please let us know. We'd love to have you back.
You are delightful.
And say hi to your parents.
You are totally delightful. And if I had a gorgeous, handsome, rich son, I'd want you to meet him.
Me too.
Thank you so much. Have a great holiday. If you need anything, let us know.
Thank you so much, too.
Merry
Bye.
Christmas,
Merry
Christmas,
Christmas.
and all the luck in the world and success to you, my sweetie.
Thank you so much.
You're a lovely girl. Stay this way.
Thank you. I'll try.
No, you will. You will.
All right. Bye.
Bye, honey.
Hey, everybody.
Bye-bye.
So that was Rebecca Knox, and she's
What a
fabulous.
sweet girl. I love this little girl. She's a charming little girl. She's an old woman. She's 25. But I mean, she looks like a babe, and she's so sweet. And there's an innocence about her, yet she's done
Not
something.
on Orange is the New Black.
No, but I mean, but in person, but she's written a movie at 25. Holy crap.
And gotten it made.
That's quite an achievement. So she's not such a little
She's a
kid.
She's a go-getter. She's the vice president of a liquor company.
Jesus, I can't breathe. How do these people? I have one job here and I'm exhausted.
Everybody loved her. I hope you guys liked her. When we find out what her Twitter handle is, we'll let you know. And I really did. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed her.
She's an enjoyable person.
It's so much fun to see the people who are, really on their way up, because she's really just getting started, and already she's on one of the biggest shows in the world.
And her parents own one of the biggest hotels out on the Hamptons,
which is fabulous.
I mean, there's big as Gurney's, and Gurney's is the #1 hotel out there.
You gotta love it.
I mean, it costs a fortune to stay there for 10 minutes.
Absolutely. So.